Today was an interesting one. I managed to get a little bit of writing done, but a lot of today ended up being crowdfunding campaign management, specifically pledge managing sort of stuff. We have these high tier pledges, which we had during the Ways and Means campaign, which was essentially give us a bunch of money, you get to design a unique magical artifact or cursed object to go in the book, and we'll write it and we will illustrate it. It's the kind of fun big budget pledge that I quite like because it adds extra content to the book in a backdoor way. You're essentially subsidizing the cost of some additional art and writing, and some people get some really cool stuff. They can be a bit risky to do sometimes because you're essentially betting on getting some cool backers with some fun ideas, and hopefully not divas or people who try to backdoor pitch you games or any of these kind of weird things. So far I've been really lucky with this batch. I've had weird experiences in the past with this sort of thing before, but this time it's been pretty good, so no complaints there. And we'll get 10 of them, and Sarah's handed in some initial sketches, so we've got the sketches, we've got the text, bundled all that up, sent that off to all the backers, and hopefully they will give us some variety of thumbs up, and we can plop them in the book, which would be great. And then I was got a little bit of writing done, and then I was promptly told that I needed to do an update for the actual crowdfunding campaign on account of it's been about a month since the campaign ended, and I'd gone a little bit quiet because I'd been making the book. So I had to put together a campaign update for that, and they can be quite nice when you've not done one for a while, because they're a good sort of milestone to be like, oh yeah, we have done a lot. Like, here's everything that's happened in the last month, and showing off a bunch of the illustrations, showing off some of the words. It's all quite good, quite fun. And but it all kind of ties into my strange relationship and opinions with crowdfunding campaigns nowadays. In the past decade, like 10 years or so, I think I've done 6 crowdfunding campaigns, all with incrementally increasing effort, money, etc. And yeah, the landscape of crowdfunding has changed so much. It used to be that you could rock up to a crowdfunding campaign with a wish and a dream, maybe a couple of bits of concept art, and the promise that you were going to make something cool, and people would sign up for that. Nowadays, crowdfunding has kind of just become another form of marketing for a lot of companies. You have like massive companies that don't need crowdfunding money who will still go to crowdfunding and pretend that if this doesn't fund, this book's not going to get made, which is not really the case a lot of the time. And things like fake stretch goals where they're already going to do the thing, but they artificially remove it from the book and say we're going to do like this new thing and this new thing, all this stuff will get added to the book, because they know they're going to hit those stretch goals. Because it's quite easy after you've done a handful to predict how well your crowdfunding campaign is going to go. If you know that you have X loyal people who show up and buy your books every time, and your book's worth this much this time, and you can probably expect them to upsell and buy Y and Z, you can put together some pretty simple sort of spreadsheets and do rough calculations on what you expect to get. If you've got that kind of information, it's very tempting, and it is very easy to do like fake stretch goals and use it all as just a big marketing opportunity. But I am kind of personally staunchly against that. I don't believe in fake stretch goals. I think I'm just an old hat at crowdfunding at this point, and I still like to try and keep some of those original roots alive. Like, I don't artificially have fake funding goals. The goals that I put for my crowdfunding campaigns are this is how much it actually costs to make the book. And I don't put fake stretch goals or anything like that, you know. And it means that the process can be a bit more stressful than normal because, for example, I won't start producing content that's in a stretch goal until the stretch goal is unlocked. Otherwise, it's a fake stretch goal. If you're already making the thing before it's unlocked, it's not real. But it means that the post-campaign period can be a little bit stressful sometimes because you suddenly got all this extra stuff to do. And you can sometimes be surprised. Ways and Means, I did not expect it to do as well as it did. So we added in a couple of stretch goals near the end, and I agreed to do this bookmark thing, which I'm sure I'll talk about sometime soon. But yeah, so I have very mixed feelings about crowdfunding campaigns. On the one hand, I love them because they're great big like community moments where everyone comes together and celebrates the books, and you get to really be involved with the community and, you know, get really excited about what's coming up. On the other hand, they are so much work. I fully lost 2 months of this year just to the Ways and Means crowdfunding campaign, between a month of preparation for it and a month of running the thing and constantly being there to do updates and talk to the community and all this sort of thing. And that's a lot, you know, 2 out of 12 months of the year for one crowdfunding campaign. If you're an independent developer, that's a lot of time. And as the years go on, and larger companies and more like are on the platform, and more companies are using crowdfunding kind of just as a marketing tool, the quality of crowdfunding campaigns increases a lot. And the amount of assets you need, how much stuff needs to be finished, all the bells and whistles increases. And with this, expectations increase. So sometimes you'll see like indie devs or whatever who are feeling massively pressured to show up to a crowdfunding campaign with the book already written because people want a PDF the instant the campaign's over. Or, you know, people who expect high quality actual plays just as part of a crowdfunding campaign, despite the fact that a high quality actual play costs a shit ton of money as it is. Like, that should be its own crowdfunding campaign, you know? So yeah, I love them, but they are so much work. They are so hard, and I would always prefer to treat them the way they were intended, you know? Where you have cool ideas for a thing and you want to go to your community and say, hey gang, I want to make this thing. You want to pay for this thing? Let's make a cool thing together, and then do that. But yeah, so like the last 2 months, today was another day where I got pulled away from making the book to talk about the book. But I don't resent it too much because, yeah, it's always good to share. Gosh, and that's kind of it. That's kind of it for today. So I'm going to leave you, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.